Okay, so you can. Yeah. Let's go this one. Stand by the gate. Welcome home. Thank you. This is coffee. Coffee.
But 206 is
when I start to build the house.
Beautifully landscaped.
Already amazing.
And it's the temperature is
The temperature, yes. You're right.
perfect. So comfortable all year round.
So,
you can,
as you can see, these are all recycled. See? Johnny Walker bottles. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all recycled. All of the chandeliers. You see that? Look at the chandeliers.
Yeah.
What is this, Shiva Regal or something? He used CDs or used as a...
Oh yeah, look, yeah. That's really neat.
You know, I use the 3R, reuse, recycle, repurpose.
Yeah.
So most of the time I try to use whatever I get.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go to shops and buy things.
Or
I
go
try
to
to
Dubai.
repurpose.
Or go to Dubai to get stuff.
Yeah,
You can find it all here. Yeah.
And
Yeah, you don't
it's called Russian Noble Beach. Noble Russian Beach. I go to
Oh, yeah.
Dubai, but I use, I made it here.
Are those?
Yeah.
So
Tomorrow when you go to Sanafe, maybe he will explain to you, these are the Sabian characters. Before this. And archaeologically, if you, he
we went to
yeah. So,
Greece yesterday.
a lot
He was
of-
explaining in the museum.
That sounds great.
We saw the Sabians. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he now is live.
A lot of Sabian characters, the Europeans, they have used them, like D, B. They took them from the Sabian. So there is a cross, what do you call it, cultural, yeah. So this signifies Hizbawi, Hailatat, Harnat, Erta. The Eritrean People's Liberation Front. This is where we are. Tseazzega. This is Baito Challenge. And this one is the same as Bawi, Gumbar, Hanat, this one and this one, you see?
Different.
Yeah. So people ask me, why is that? Eritrea is evolving. So, and so forth. And this is Gwaila. This area is called My Gwaila. So what the concept was, because you have money, or you have knowledge, or you have wealth, you should never destroy the existing culture. You have to blend. So what I try is to blend externally. Internally could be California, could be Yugoslavia, could be anything. But externally, you should never compromise with what was. You have to respect the local tradition. So that's what I did. Then I have to use the local material. If you see here, maybe about 7 to 10% only imported stuff. The rest is from Eritrea. What I bought is like this one, the wood, the iron bars, and few other stuff. The rest is from local stuff. And I have these three pillars. I could use it without pillars, but traditionally most hudmo, the traditional houses are called hudmo. So I want to to make it look like a hudmo. But at the same time, from what you call architectural point of view, their significance is very minor. But aesthetically, they have a meaning.
Yes.
The three pillars of any society: judiciary, legislative, judiciary, and executive. So these are the three pillars. And then here we have the Baito, which means the Congress. You see this? These are the People's Congress.
Fantastic.
And then we have the light. So if you have a law, you have the way. So everything should be done according to the law. So that's why law means a way to go. You can't just write wildly. You have to obey, you have to go by the law. And we have these two reds, and then this new. This one is the Hafash, which means the people, the society. Every combination of everything. And here, Batman. The Batman represents the new generation, the digital world. So if you see, it's all aligned, 1 0 1 0 1 0. But this here is chaotic. So how you balance this?
Right.
If you sway this way, they're gonna revolt. If you go the other way around, they are going to revolt. So management or leadership is about balance. So you have to balance through the law. These three pillars. So this house is called Baito Xewarit. Baito Xewarit means palace of tolerance. I didn't invent this word. Our ancestors used it to have a place called Baito Xewarit that is up there. From there, they were administering the local, and even because they were rulers of this area. So I asked my grandpa, I told him, why you call it Baito Xewarit? And he told me, we are of different character. So we have to tolerate each other. That's why they call it Baito Xewarit. So this house represents our ancestors. And if you see in our we don't have an echo. Because I could have made this one so lucid, so clean, but you have to consider your locals. The locals should feel at home. If I make it like, the 5-star hotels or whatever, they will never come in. And they will be intimidated. So I try to make it as rough as possible and washable as much as possible. So you have to accommodate all the time locals. Because those are my Google. Because when I built this house, I don't have any clue about this place, this area. So I first asked the Meznes. And then Professor Tseazzega, late, he just died a couple years ago. He is one of the first, when Eritrea was under Ethiopia, he's the first Ethiopian engineer. He graduated in the 50s. Then he went to Montreal, he got his PhD. And then again, I think in the States, he got another PhD. He was a structural engineer. And if you go to London, out of London, Bedford, he is involved in those 2-3 bridges. He was very smart. Actually, he improved the aluminum cement that they used in the rigs. He's the one who improved it because it was bursting. But in Montreal, he made it happen. One of those. That's his contribution. And then there was another geologist. His name was Kubra Abtespai, like mine. So I took these stones, which I collected from the locals, and I gave to the 3 people. The locals, they gave me which one to use for the basement, which one for the structures, for the lateral, and so forth. And then 3 of them, they were right. They came to the same conclusion. The locals, which are peasants, engineer and the professor. Three of them, the same conclusion. So what I mean, you have to respect all the time the local knowledge. Before Googling to outside world, you have to Google to your own area. Then from there, you can jump to any other technologies. So that's what I did. And it was very, very helpful. If you see there, he's telling us welcome. From here, when you come from the garden,
Oh, yeah. I like that.
this one.
Cap.
And the scripture is in on the second line. Welcome to Tseazzega.
Oh, cool.
Tseazzega, the name of this area, the name of the village. Tseazzega. Tseazzega. Tseazzega.
But also one thing he didn't mention when you go out, look outside.
Yeah.
You see this door here, this steps. Look at the steps. Now they're circular, and then you start from outside, and it goes in.
Yeah.
So it leads you in. Plus, it's not rough. So the local mason, he was trying to build, just wanted to have steps, but the local mason said no. What you need to do is don't do it like that. You have to make it like circular, and then you have to invite people. So the way it's designed was a local mason who said, no, that's not going to be. Yeah, that's why you don't need the square steps.
Yes.
That's not leading nowhere. But this one, how you come in, is like you start from out, go in, and you leave. It's like, it was redesigned by the local mason because to invite you. So if you look at it, it's like more invitational. So the way it's.
And this one too. If you see this one, it's most of paper.
Yeah, most of the traditional table that you saw, the design that we eat from the plate. Oh yeah.
From outside, from there, if you see, it's almost like this.
Yeah,
So it's welcoming.
Yeah, it is welcome.
And this idea I got it not from a professor, not from an engineer, from a simple person, a laborer. So you have to respect whatever anybody. Rule number one is humans should be respected. Whoever, whatever they are, you don't know them. You should never judge by their looks or by their dresses or clothes. Just respect them. So I was lucky. So that's now I get what this. So many friends have contributed that's leading the way according to what is practical. Otherwise, it's everybody, including.
Must be crazy or something. Then slowly, when it was built, they're like, oh my gosh, this guy.
Even
So-
when they see my mobile, they love it because I use this simple one.
Hey, that's me.
And also, if you look at the window, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So the design.
The windows are beautiful with
Yeah.
the angle.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see.
Yeah.
So basically, he had someone who studied Sabian. He had to learn Sabian to figure out how to write it and then design it. So it's, when you go to Matara, where's Peter?
Methods are good.
This is exactly what you see. This? Can you put that on?
Yeah, let me show you.
You have an idea, but
Because they have never done
The
science.
one the Matara one
Yes, yes.
on top. This is what this is. So when we go to Matara, we're gonna see this. The short obelisk, right on top, it has this one. So he got it and put it here. So functional now. Redesign it, repurpose it yourself. So that's whatever we learned in Adulis and all that, you can see it here being done. Okay, it's gonna show you.
Whatever we.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
This one is El Camino Real, not forget California. This is Dimple.
Oh my gosh.
And this one, White Horse.
Yeah.
Is of course CD, DVD.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
traditional wine chap for drinking local beer.
Yeah, the one we saw.
Oh, this one, you know how much it cost me? Less than 100. No, fuck. This one from any bar. Yeah, this is from my collections.
Uh-huh.
So the rest is just that pipe only that I bought about 5 or something from the scrapyard. So that's how you know.
Yeah, sure. That's pretty neat.
How about the sound? The wind
Yeah.
is not draft.
Exactly. Now for the sound, what I did, it could have been sharp and clean, but the sound will bounce. And if there is bounce in the wall, there will be these waves, harmonics. So all these harmonics added will create noise, nonsense noise. So I made it just, up and down, and so it's irregular. So whatever, there is no bouncing effect. And this one, when I was pointing, I used oil, make it plastic, very plastic, oil, lime, a little bit cement, and color from local material. So if you from here, if you see to that wall, do you see any image there? Between the image. There are so many images. So try to get from there.
From there.
Do you see anything? At least you can find 4 or 5. Yeah.
Fish. Yeah,
Maybe.
Think
Yeah.
of a river.
There's a big one.
Is that?
But not water.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
There's Eritrea.
Yes.
There it is.
And then, do you see any, someone swimming?
Oh.
Presto.
Yes, this one.
Okay.
Oh.
And go floating,
Oh, okay.
here running,
Wow.
and here you see this one, Tom and Jerry.
That's cute.
You have to accommodate all.
Yeah.
The new generation, the old, the exposed, the unexposed, you have to be. Then if you see that way, in that mural, from here, from there. Do you see this one? Shoe.
Oh.
And then if you add this one, speed. Then, what else do you see? Those kung fu, whatever. And this one, as you see, and this one is kettle.
Oh, yeah.
So we are here in kitchen.
Ah.
So it should be visual and at the same time practical.
Yeah.
The same thing here.
Relate.
Yeah, this was practical. When I asked the engineers how many pillars do I need for this house, they were telling me some of them crazy because they study only one way. So they told me about 18 pillars. What? 18 pillars of concrete?
Right.
Am I going to have nuclear or whatever or what? I don't need them. So I have these stones. Okay. Because they are buildable, we build the weight. So why should I use concrete? I don't need them. Even the lower tie beam, I don't have lower tie beam because I'm using the same material. Inside, down, is the stones are made like a pyramid like this.
Okay.
So I start from 80 and then slowly, gently going to 70.
Okay.
Then 60 and the walls are 30.
So very solid
Very
base.
solid. So you don't need anything. So it's economical too.
What's on top of the roof?
On top of it is concrete. This is ribbed, slabs, and these are concrete. So why I did that one? Because then I will have room upstairs, so you will never have noises from there. But here is okay because it's just. So what do you feel here? North is open, south window, west and east. Do you feel any draft?
No?
No, it's
No.
Cool.
perfect temperature.
Because God gives us everything, but we have to use how to apply it. Everything is here, but most of the time, what we think is we want to buy or we want to implement something that's not natural to that particular area. So you end up doing things wrong. So what I did, you see this little alley here? Is the path for the window, for the wind.
Okay.
So the wind likes straight things. In a wider area, you will never notice. But in a very straight area, wind will blow. So that part, and there is another part, and then back there too. So the wind doesn't have any chance to come around in a very forceful. Except that when the wind is, of course, very forceful, is coming very forcefully, of course, but you will feel it. But in a normal day like this, nothing is very gentle.
So you have the big stones on the bottom and it's at the top,
Smaller.
much smaller.
Why? Our ancestors, they were using this technology, their own technology. Why is that? At the bottom, at the base, you need heavy. But when you go up, you make them smaller, you will have more bombing and less weight. What you need is bombing, not weight at the top. So that's why I have small stones, except in some places. This is our restroom. Oh, this is storage. So I use this one instead of using the whole space for this. I minimize it and I do that. So if I open that window, you see there is a little window here. And that window is ventilation. So what does it mean? Refrigeration. So I don't have to use this modern refrigeration. I can use for small things, for things that never spoil. Like canned food, canned beer, something. Do you remember this?
That's good. That was great.
When you write a book on one material is a mixed. And this window,
That's okay.
nose comes.
Relax. Ah.
In the workshop. You see how that's purposeful?
Oh, yeah.
So all you need to do is unscrew this, use this, and put it back. See? So that's like more or less like space management. Doesn't have to do. So everything is like, you don't want to go search for different things all over the place. So everything is like utilized in a way where it's purposeful. And the same thing. So, but here he's controlling all the lighting system, the computer system. He got all the sound.
Okay.
Because so it's not only the past that's in here, but the future, where he has the lighting system, the sound, and the audio system that he's gonna put in here. So this is like a central room where he wants to do the workshop. So he gets all this stuff. As things go by, he's like,
Yeah,
want to use
That's
different
for the
things
next thing.
for the next or when you move up.
Like certain habits.
Is it? How does he go? I'll give you a
spot in a minute.
Look at that. How is it? Very good.
You go back all the way. That's how I use it.
Go,
Okay.
That's wonderful. It is, yeah. I'm building now for your legs, you know. Yes. So it's a kind of roller. Wow. So while sitting, you will have your own massage.
I like that.
Yes. No, I'll make it now. I'll move over there.
Oh, I see.
Paul, come try the chair.
Oh! This is a family from the Kashmir. We call it Kashmir. It's the family with the guava. I know. Avocado.
Avocado.
It's not avocado, but avocado family.
Oh.
It's very sweet. This is lemon. This is olive tree. We're gonna start maybe next year. I think I will start to have two harvests. This one. Oh, okay. Olive tree. This area.
I like that. Great.
That's
Great.
This one used to be the shock absorber.
Oh, whoa.
So we took off and then
the garbage is gone.
I don't like to throw things, you know.
No, I can see.
So
That's great.
container.
The container I have the tools and the materials for leftover or some which I have to use for the next one.
So you're constantly building and doing more.
Yeah, for the the next
Yeah.
I will have.
Oh, you're still building up.
What do you see from here?
Yeah.
From there. There is a big picture. Do you see that? What do you see?
Oh,
You see camel? Camel.
oh, camel.
Yes.
Oh, camel.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Oh.
And what about here? Hold on there.
Oh, and there's the head.
Here, you see? The Da Vinci.
Ah, yes. Oh, dear.
During night, it makes a good reflection. So the light is broken, but I don't like to see completely. So I'm using this part for both. This is guava. It's not, in a few months we'll start with.
So the soil now you're building up with organic matter.
Yes, everything is organic. Nothing is inorganic.
Is your background?
Organic builders, green building associations, and Northern California solar energy, and all this.
So, this is LEED certified?
One day, no, actually, in 2000, you remember Dr. Robert from California? We agreed to bring here students from University of California, School of Architecture. And then I was supposed to oversee their so we tried our best, the economy, but still if you walk just by barefoot, you will never feel that cold or hot. It's always same temperature. So a lot of thought has gone through this house.
Very much.
Let's go to the other. So it's a crime to use clean water to dump something. So what I try to economize is the good water for drinking and for food, and the rest, we can repurpose. That's what I do.
What did he say? This is a
Water.
catchment?
Yeah, for water, green water. So we want to capture it. Yeah, he has more rivers that you can see. More.
It's not thick. It's only 20 something, 25. 25, 26, something like that. So they complain, no, you're gonna, we have never done this work, so it will go down, it can't be done. And I told them, don't ever say it can't be done. Anything could be done. Just listen. Then they couldn't understand me. So I lined them, I have a camera, and I asked them to show me their feet. Then one of the guys was, funny feet, and I thought, I want like this one. So why don't you tell us then, Sinboy Garimike? There's one guy in this village. So it's hard to explain to them, this is for wind breaking. You can't tell them. They don't have that concept. So you have to speak the language of the locals. That's the bottom line of communication.
They understood that.
Right away. Then they were starting to put, oh, this is the left one, this is the right one, this. They were making fun of that guy. So what I was trying before, the wind comes from the nose,
Yeah.
and then it goes around, and the other way. So we will have all the time cool temperature. It's not so high or it's not so low. That's the wind catch. And if you go the other side, we'll have the same. But except you have to be very careful not to bump all the time here. Join it. But there are 5 things in building a house. 1, space. Come on here. Jake, come on here. Space, light, color, sound, and the fifth is task. Most of the time we forget the word task. When you build a house, you're gonna live there. It's yours, not the builder. So you have to know how you feel when you get it. When you start to live in that place, you should feel comfortable. So the materials, or the position of the house, or the size of whatever. So you have to put in consideration 1, space, light, color, sound, and feel time. So I wasted according to the material. So you have to keep your freedom too. Freedom of health though. So this one the same thing. So I was forced to use this side. I can have it the wall. The local materials. The sanction has given us so much hard time. Now I can bring whatever I need once the things are settled. The things will be much easier. So we could build thousands of these instead of one for 7 years. I'll show you the kitchen now. Coffee, yeah.
Oh, what a wonderful space.
This is my cellar.
Oh my goodness.
What's your step?
2.8 meters.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
280.
That's the kitchen. That's crazy. Don't
It's
fall
a
down,
cellar.
guys. Don't fall down. Very careful. It's deep. That's the kitchen.
Well, I use the stairs,
Oh, is there? Oh.
but I have built the the design. So it will be like in those libraries that they lift as a book. So kind of that. So
What is this for?
this will be storage. Cellar storage for
Wine
food.
cellar.
Yeah.
That's for guava.
And this one is
Yeah.
out called suwa.
So, okay.
Suwa. It's beautiful.
Which is very good.
Suwa. Maybe I have to try it. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
At weddings.
At weddings, yes.
Supposed to eat it.
And this
Where
one,
did the window come from?
you see, this one used to be a truck for the wheel truck.
Yeah. And then
So-
electrical car.
I bought it from scrapyard And then I joined them and I used for this one. This SS is not the Hitler SS.
Ah, I know, it looks like it. But you know, something like that.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yes. I have never used so much pillars or concrete stuff. This made of lime. This is my pillars. And the cellar, I have this one pipe here that goes outside, and then that one inlet. Inlet, outlet. So if there is air circulation, you have refrigeration. As simple as that.
Then what material on the?
This one, what do you call it? Fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
I gave them the design.
Same
And then
thing they make the boats in Nassau.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch your step, Cheryl.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. So where's this from?
It's just a simple plywood,
Oh, okay.
but
And then you-
with the groover.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Wow, what a difference to just add that texture.
واخدتي نعملها بالفعل من الهود اللي خلتي تخفت.
Building upstairs, what's next?
How just living rooms.
Living rooms, okay.
Living rooms
For
and
sleeping
one
and-
restroom.
Okay, okay. For sleeping.
For sleeping. You feel now, you see, the
Until
wind's
the
coming,
air, yeah.
the air. So this one will be ventilated at the same time this one will be ventilated. And I use natural materials.
Yeah.
Never seen. Now for coffee. Oh, yeah. Coffee جميل عليه؟ خمس سنين تجربة. عارفين صحيح؟ Okay. ولا خمسة قليل من تلقي. Coffee. Oh, and we have. Wow. We have kitcha.
Look at that. Wow.
We have kitcha too.
Wow.
Kitcha, our traditional bread.
You have Gemini, I see too.
I mean, Jabana, yes, Jabana too. No, Herman's bread. Herman, no.
Thank you, Herman.
Look at that.
تنبون كاريها
شو قربك يا كوي.
ولا هجي نزي جزارها افتكر علي جزا كله هجي ستاتري بشيكا يعمل جي انتاش مقرقه كاب انتاش مقرقه هجي كاب تشمين بهاتا شو زنور هاي Yeah, so
Just not the fermented.
no,
flour.
yeah. No,
Alright.
so many messages.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you look at the sign, what does it say? R4. It's a Renault.
And I ran into this.
Yeah? No,
I borrowed it to go from Edmonton to. So I took their car once. I flew in to see Peter and Cheryl in Edmonton. My wife Judy's brother was in Calgary. I was driving back and it was raining. So I was in their Renault and it was 4 lanes, 2 lanes each way. And so Judy fell asleep. It was raining. I was driving. The last thing I was doing was I was just getting a coffee shop. But then I woke up and I had gone into the ditch and up the other side.
Left, back, what did
A mile.
and everything is well. So it's easy for
زلو سايد زلو خاتي تشيرش ما تلاقي Tseazzega.
it was beautiful. I was transferring from Seneca right? Yeah. I was into animation, graphics and so on. So he asked me, are you crazy? So that's why we went there. And he was fun. And then I went to, I was working in some place. Then I continued my studies. Yeah.
So what years are we talking?
In the 90s. 90s. And I started, I got a job in Microsoft. But I didn't like Seattle. It was too rainy, too windy,
That's where I live.
and all the time cloud gray. I said, no, it's not my place. So I went to California and I got a job. And I said,
In the technology industry.
technology industry, yeah.
So with one of the
No, with giants like, first I was with 12 centimeter, then what do you call CQ Microsystems, LSI Logic, Zora, there were so many.
always on management.
On management / technology. Voi să Minecraft?
Breaking the bread.
Yes.
Paul?
Yeah, Paul.
Just cut it in half.
Huh?
Yeah, just cut it in piece. And then
So things are totally changed.
Si walayaji.
Hadi.
my
ما يقدر والله ما أدري.
نزل ماي انتاشمون زستين زي ستين كلتا انتاشمون
Tsunami of good change.
The birds like your house.
Yeah, the birds all, we have thousands of birds. They will, after 6 o'clock, they start to come all here. And I have a problem, I don't like to throw them out,
Shut them
but at the same time they spoil.
They make a mess.
But I repurpose their mess, I use for the garden. Nothing has to be destroyed, nothing.
Do I need to give you some money for gas and all that?
No.
I went to the airport.
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I don't want you to have to.
No.
So now what do you do in San Jose?
I live in San Jose. I work for Stanford.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then the other one is I collect materials for the Hoover Institution, which is like
Yeah.
he does that.
Yeah, because Hoover.
Yeah, Hoover. That's right. That's right. Yeah. 'Cause sometimes when I say
31st president.
yeah, that's right. Sometimes when I say I work for Hoover, they say, oh,
The
the vacuum
cleaner.
cleaner.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I was down there. Well, I was in San Jose. I had to see that. What kind of bird is that?
This is a dog.
What?
This one?
Yeah.
This dog.
Wow, he's really cool.
Look at all this. See all the
Yeah, I had to.
أنا ترى ترينا لها ذاتي ما أتي. يعني. When was that?
That was in September.
Oh, this month, this year?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I have to go back there.
So you're a professional singer? Or is it?
Oh, you're gonna take. Oh.
Yeah, just go again, guys.
Yeah. So this
I
is
want it.
traditional one. That's called Hidmo.
Okay.
And that, yeah.
So now, does each person make their own home then?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I didn't realize this village was that big.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. Chopping the wood.
Yeah, chopping. Yes. Students coming.
Are they coming from school?
Yeah, they're coming from school.
That's late.
Yeah. Some of them. Yeah.
No, just I want to take to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, even you see how he did this, designed it like.
Yeah. He's so smart.
Yeah, it's talented. Yeah. So it's like. So he keeps it. Yeah. So it keeps it. So it doesn't. So this is not. It's kind of blends with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No.
look.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed. Isolate the. Well, yeah. Sure. This was.
The one with the red is over here. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
والله صار لا
Are
تنسى.
they coming back?
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
والله تواب بالله ناس نفسي تواب.
Yeah, they know, and then the people are here.
So now they're gonna get fed.
Yeah. He's collecting.
Wow.
Yeah. ايوه هجينا ودينا. ايوه اوكي.
Look at this.
مست ميزان كدحري
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And they know where to go.
They go to home.
Yeah. How fun.
Yeah. all go to their own places.
So now the kids have school late.
No, they have different.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, different. Okay.
Any?
So have you been in that? We went past a Swedish Lutheran church.
I've never been to that one. I've been to the other one. That's Africa. Let me finish up and then I'll.
Going in.
Yeah, again.
Inject, and all the incense and all that. Yeah, they saw that at the museum. Yeah, you saw that at the museum.
But that's not a picnic pack.
Yeah. And even see for the. Camila, you can give him here behind. You can give this one there behind.
I have taken.
Blessing.
Drum.
Use the same piece.
Oh, yeah. So everywhere there's something.
Yeah, I know.
So this is the neighbor's house. That's what he was talking about. The neighbor should be open and stuff like that. Yeah. So they kind of build this. You can look at the village. You can have coffee here.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you look at the village. This was old, so kind of open this. So it should not be any gates and stuff like that. It's open. How can I borrow sugar? I don't have. I'll give you this here. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, and then this was added later.
Yeah, okay.
These are tea soda. Yeah. So. And then so we have this, and then the village is right here. So you can have coffee here. Nice view. Yeah. So it kind of blends with everything here, so it doesn't look very, different or isolated.
Right.
Or something. It looks kind of blends, even
Integrated.
though it's modernized well.
Yeah, it really fits in.
Yeah. It's not a big Western villa or anything like that.
It's not a garish mansion.
Yeah. It's not. But anyway, it has the purpose and
It's like integrated.
Then Chararo like
very nice.
Oh, thank you. Good story.
Yeah. We need to end it with a practical.
Ahora ketuba mate. Formal.
Really blends in.
So where they came in this
They all come in this way, down this way. Yeah,
down this way?
you really know when I stop here, some stuff there, some stuff there. It was really interesting. I know. Look at this one, Kathy. How interesting. Oh, look, see?
Stop. Fifth, start. It's yours. So when you leave them, you feel comfortable or not? Are you happy or not? It's lights everything. Look now, when I turn it off, it's totally changed. You see this white light is more natural? You see? Yeah. When I turn off this one, look. It gives a different mood. Yeah. So you have to play with light. Turn off that, turn it off this, that one. You will see. Tamam. Look, it's totally different. Turn off, then the other one. No, the other one. The other side. The other side. Yes, no. The other side of that. And this piece. Let me give me that one. Okay. And well. Okay. Now, look now. He changed the mood. Yeah. I'll see you. Yeah. It's too much. You see? When you turn off, so you have to play with light. When I was doing this one, I spent So, you know, people's mood change with light. And the light goes parallel or goes, with space, with the color. So this, when I was selecting these colors, there were certain keys that we were collecting the red ones. One, the blue, and the red. The semi and the rest of them. If you see them, they are not lined up in one place. They are spread all over. Pick up. Yeah. Now listen to the birds. With this light, it gives you another dimension. Yeah. Let's open this one. You don't need music, actually. Yeah, that's right. You are welcome.
We'll take one big picture outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come back quickly.
How he has instead of having high wall, it's like, They know exactly where they have to go. Huh?
Our kids could even do that.
Okay. Oh, be careful. Okay, sure.
That one's talking to you.
Oh, touch me.
Listen to him.